So we have, and like you met a little bit Pranav as an enthusiastic person coming in, sharing his insights for this. He runs a company called Persuasion Scripts, which also makes him something like a Klaviyo expert. So just like you have Shopify for your e-commerce platform, right? There are tools for helping you scale your email marketing campaigns. One of them is Klaviyo, right? So he's been an expert on Klaviyo. He's been doing this for three years, right? Such interestingly, such a niche opportunity or a problem set that he's solving, where I felt ki for our cohort it would literally be very, very specifically valuable for us, because he works with D2C brands specifically for doing this, for getting email flows right. Okay. So that being said, remember, this is one of those sessions where we don't spend money on it, right? We basically have to put our ideas around how do we set those flows, how do we get our customer journey right towards getting to purchase. And that being said, maybe we can just do a show of hands for like a clap for Pranav to welcome to Xpert. And Pranav, stage is on with you.
Thank you guys. Pumped up for this session. I see a lot of groggy faces. Not your fault. It's morning. Not everyone is a morning person. I'm very enthusiastic right now. I'm full of energy. So yeah, catch up, guys. Sharat, should I share my screen and just start?
Yeah? Yes, you can cover. Yes,
sweet. Sweet. Give me a second, guys. All right. Show fans, can you see my screen? All righty. I'm going to minimize y'all for a bit here. Right. So today's session is about achieving D2C Nirvana with email marketing. Now, D2C Nirvana, what is it? Retention, loyalty, repeat purchases, right? And email marketing is a tool that we use to drive. It's like Google Maps. It's a tool to get where you want to get, like where you want to be. So let's dive right in. And okay, sorry, yeah. It's not a good thing to do this, but let's start with the bad news. And the bad news is that I checked out all of your stores, and as a blanket statement, I can say that you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not implementing email marketing. And even if you are, you're not doing it as well as you can. So I saw that only about 11 out of 47 websites in the cohort are using a pop-up of any kind. So that's like a missed opportunity. But like every dark cloud, this dark cloud comes with a silver lining as well. So what is it? What is the silver lining? It is that implementing email marketing can be like opening the floodgates of a dam for you. Now, this is where most of y'all are currently. So you see there's a huge untapped potential, and you have current revenue from email coming in, which is almost negligible. Now, with what I'm going to share with you today, here's how things will change. This is what's going to happen. You're going to tap into your untapped potential, and your revenue from email is going to flow like this. So, and what else will happen? You'll see how to have more conversations with customers, and that in turn will increase your conversions. You'll see how to build relationships so customers only think of your brand when they're in the market for a similar product. And you'll also see how to find and sell to only about 20% of your customers, who will bring 80% of your revenue. So Pareto's principle, it applies everywhere. So moving on, but most importantly, if you do everything that I teach you here right now, I've made it very actionable. If you implement what you learned today, you will be able to increase your revenue up to 2x in the next 90 days. And I'm going to show you how I've actually done that for a couple of brands. So it's although it may seem like a distant dream, but you can actually do it if you do it right. So anyway, I am Pranav Manaktala. I'm in fact wearing the same jacket as I am in this photo. And I'm a DTC growth marketer and a Klaviyo specialist. And although you guys are interacting me for the first time, I've been actually digging through your profiles quite a bit. like in the last week. So I feel I have a sense of who's in the room. So anyway, pretty excited. Now, here's what I do. I help DTC businesses like yours. DTC, D2C, I use that interchangeably. So if you see one of those two, means the same. Businesses hook their customers to their products and 2x the revenue in 90 to 180 days with email automations and storytelling. So you'll see in this presentation that I am a bit of a storyteller. I like to share a story or two. So anyway, these are some of the brands that I've worked with. Squeeze Dried, it's based out of California, pretty cool. Anytime Fitness, you all must know. Taos was recently acquired by IBM. It's a DevOps like managed services company. It was a B2B thing. I've worked with 500 startups, and so they have a lot of, it's an accelerator. They have a lot of, they guide a lot of startups. So I got to work with a lot of startups while working with 500 startups. Rookie is a skincare brand based out of Singapore, really cool. And 205 Degrees is a coffee brand. So moving on. Before we dive in, raise your hand if you plan to launch a new product in the next 3 months. Sweet, almost all of you. So I have a small gift for you. Now it's a product launch formula that it's like a checklist. If you if you check all the boxes in that checklist, you are guaranteed to have a huge hit, to have a blockbuster launch. So there's a caveat attached to this. I'll share it with you, and how you'll get it, I'll mention that in the end. So let's, without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so before we start, let's also see where does email marketing actually fit in the marketing mix, and why do world's biggest and fastest growing D2C brands use it for growth? So here are some of the advantages of using email marketing. Basically a rundown of a couple of things. So first of all, low customer acquisition cost. Who wants to like decrease their customer acquisition cost? Yeah, that's one thing everyone wants to do, right? Low abandoned cart rates. Like a lot of people come to your website. They're like, it's just like window shopping. A lot of people come to your website for window shopping. They don't necessarily decide to buy in the first go. So they may add something to your cart, but they do not end up buying. So how do you get them back? How do you tell them, okay, you were on to the right track, complete what you actually started? So that's what email marketing helps you do. And so does SMS, but SMS comes with a lot of regulations as well. Another thing, high average order value. So if somebody adds something to their cart, decides to purchase, how do you get them to buy more? So with email, that's what you do, and I'll be showing you how to do that. And another advantage is increased customer lifetime value. So again, retention. Sharad started the entire session with the topic of retention. How do you get customers to purchase from you again? So that's something that email marketing allows you to do. Moving on. Okay, Soumya has a hand raised. Yeah, Soumya, floor is yours.
Hey, sorry, I had a quick question that
Go ahead.
you started with the pop-up thing that a lot of websites don't have pop-up, even we don't have a pop-up.
Right.
So we got this insight from one of our team, like, one of our growth team people, that pop-ups actually lead to reduction in, add to carts, and like really a lot of dropouts also in conversions. So do you think you've seen something like that? I mean, I totally don't believe it, but I do want to start.
Is your growth team outsourced?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, dude, fire them.
I know, right? I mean, just wanted to take another backup. And
yeah, dude.
One question in pop-up, like, should we collect emails or a contact number is something that I was also confused about.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, sorry. So I wanted to ask if collecting a contact number is better or an email, because I think doing both is too long.
Yeah, both will see drop-offs. Like one will so what you can do, and what Klaviyo allows you to do, and a lot of other softwares as well. Octane AI is one that I really recommend. So somebody enters their email, and that will be added to your database. And then in the same pop-up, you ask them for like a special reward, for like a fast track, and to join a VIP, send your add your phone number as well. So like that's what you can do. And if they decide not to do it, they will be drop off, but they at least will get their email. So it makes sense to get both, because you must go omni-channel, but at least get the emails. At least get the emails.
What's the percentage that we should aim for, like for opt-ins? Like, for example, 1,000 people came to my store.
Right.
How many average do you see people like sign up on other
So
stores?
8%. 8% is about like it's the average across all industries. 8% is the benchmark that you should aim for. However, like I've gotten like opt-in rates for like some mega stores for up to 23-24% as well. And that depends on your offer as well. What are you offering? So something like a giveaway, something like a free giveaway.
Yeah.
You're like bound to get a lot more opt-ins. And
one last question in regards to this. Sorry. So a lot of people I've seen doing that, like, subscribe and get a 10% off.
Right.
Do you think, okay, if I'm a customer, I'll put in my email, then I'll be like, okay, I want to use that 10% off. So I'm going to go back to my email and maybe I won't even come back to the website,
Statistics show that that's not true. That's a valid assumption. But statistics show that's not actually true. And I'm going to show you like later on, I'm going to show you like the industry-wise benchmarks and standards. And we're going to do a quick like email per like revenue per email calculation as well. And you'll see that that's actually not true. Like once somebody actually gives in their email, the chances are that they are going to go to the email, check their inbox, because most of us are using like our phones, right? And something as soon as a notification comes, our attention quickly drives to that. We're like, okay, what's up? So that's where like good email marketing comes into the picture. How do you drive curiosity? How do you make them open your email? And the next time you send them an email, how do you like make sure that they are curious enough, they're interested enough to actually like read your email again? And I'm going to show you how you can do that in this session. So awesome. Let's dive in. If you have any questions, like mention it, feel free to mention it in the chat as well. And also I might be missing out some of the questions, so like apologies for that. And anyway, Gaurav says you can give the customer a code then and there. No, exactly. You can in a pop-up, you can give a customer a code as well. And if somebody is already a subscriber, you can give them another code as a pop-up without having to subscribe. So hope that answers your question. Let's dive right back in. So where does email marketing come in the picture? Let's look at a very simplified customer journey. So like most of y'all like run Facebook and Instagram ads. So let's say you're running an ad, 100 people see your ad, very good conversion rate, 60%, 60 people like land up on your website, either on mobile or on desktop. And then there's drop off there and only about 5% conversion rate you see, and you see like 3 customers actually make a purchase. Now, let's magnify the last step a little bit. So 60 people land on a website, 5% conversion rate, which is pretty good. You only see 3 customers. Now, this is what I call like a leaky funnel. Like, and why do I call it a leaky funnel? Because once the visitor is gone, like out of these 60, let's like go back a little. Out of these 60, only 3 make a purchase. Rest 57, they're gone. How do you get them back? They were definitely interested. That's why they clicked on your ad. They showed intent. That's why they clicked on your ad. That's why they landed on your website. How do you make sure that you get them back? And the only way without capturing an email is to actually pay for them to get like pay like Google, Facebook, other ad networks to get them back, right? So I've actually said what I had mentioned in the next few slides. So let me just fast forward a little. And yeah, so in other words, if you implement this simplistic funnel, you'll have to pay a third party to bring traffic to your website every time like you launch a new product, you want traffic on your website basically. So here's where email marketing comes in the picture. Like literally email comes in the picture, and helps you move from a paid media approach to an owned media approach. Now what, like if you're confused on what that means, is you're basically paying Facebook to like drive traffic, drive eyeballs to your website, and it's a paid, every time you need to do that, you pay Facebook. However, there's an owned media approach where you own the list. You own the list, and it's up to you how you want to communicate, how you want to get traffic on your website. It totally depends on you how you influence media. Now let's look at again at an example of a very simplistic customer journey. So 100 people land on your website, 100 people see your ad, 60 land on your website, and you have a small, tiny, very enticing pop-up, and about 20 people, which is again, it's about 15, it's a 30% conversion rate in this scenario, which is totally possible if you have an enticing enough pop-up. I'll show you a few later on. So you'll see 3 people make a purchase right then and there, plus X, right? So you're not missing out on anything. And the more you send, like more traffic you send to like your website again without paying for it, the more conversions you will see. Okay, let me back up. So it's extremely rare that you make a purchase in the first instance of coming across the product, right? Like impulse buying, yes, like a few products, but it's very rare that you actually do this. You check out, you go on Google, check out for alternatives, you check out for reviews, you check out for like maybe like unboxing videos on YouTube. So there's a lot of research that goes into like actually buying a product, especially if the ticket is like it's a high or medium ticket product. So this is a stat from Shopify. Shopify says that on an average, it takes 8 touch points before a lead, a prospect, is converted to a customer. So how do we get those 8 touch points? Whether we pay Facebook ads, whether we pay Google ads, or do we drive that traffic from a source that's not as expensive, which like email is one of them. So here's what like an email funnel looks like after you capture an email. Sorry for the bad quality. I'll read the bits out if you can't see. So it's divided into 4 bits. Like a funnel, the email funnel is divided into 4 bits. So first part is indoctrination. So it involves the welcome series, giving discounts, giveaways, and contests. In this bit, you actually you indoctrinate the subscriber with your branding. What are you about? How are you different from others? Why should they invest their time and money in your product rather than paying somebody else to solve the problem or like whatever like your product does? So the second bit is behavioral targeting. Now this is very smart. This is where Klaviyo, this is where a lot of these smart marketing tools come into the picture. But like I'm a Klaviyo fan. I use Klaviyo, so I'm biased. I mentioned Klaviyo throughout. So behavioral targeting is based on the customer behavior. You send out emails. Now, there's a saying that you need to be at the right place at the right time. And that's what like these smart automation tools let you do. So somebody adds a product to their cart, does not actually end up purchasing it. You send them an email. Like the software sends them an email. Are you forgetting something? Like don't like don't delay this like a software update. That's what like people do. So you can like get into their heads and get them back to the website and complete the purchase. In fact, later on, I'm going to show you how valuable this setup is. If you've not set this up, you'll actually like keeping a lot of money on the table. So similarly, browse abandonment. Somebody comes to your website, checks a few product categories out, and then like just goes on another website. you send them another email saying that something caught your eye, come back and we've got more things for you. And you incentivize them to come back, so on and so forth. Similarly is the abandoned retargeting. So it's just like if you're paying Facebook, you will be running retargeting ads, right? So instead of doing that, I mean, sure, go ahead, do that. It's smart strategy, but also again, implement owned media and use email marketing. Now, profit maximization is a post-purchase stage. When a prospect has turned into a customer, they've already bought from you. How do you make sure that they come back again and again and again? And every time you launch a product, they are the ones who buy it first. You run a post-purchase sequence. You run a repeat buyer sequence. You run bestseller promotions to those people who have actually purchased from you and purchased from you. Like the frequency is high, also the order value is high. And product launches, you give exclusive access to people who've already bought from you, because they're the ones who are likely to buy again. And then you also collect a lot of reviews and user-generated content in this stage, which helps you with your marketing. And then comes the retention stage, which has the win-back campaign. Somebody who has bought from you but hasn't bought from you in a while, you get them back. How do you get them back? You take out a segment saying that somebody who last bought from you, like maybe 60, 180, depends on the sales cycle of your product, 180 days ago, and you send a campaign out to them saying, hey, you liked our product, or like if they've left a review, you liked our product and what went wrong, something like that. Come back, here's 20% off for you. Then a VIP program. And then also you can also add them to a purchase frequency campaign, which involves getting tiered discounts. So buy 3, get 10%, buy 10, buy 5, get 15%, buy 20, get 20%. So those are some of the examples. Okay, moving on. If I'm going too fast, just let me know. I have a tendency to do that. So in terms of revenue, here are a few examples of how much impact email can make on your store. So these are real examples from some accounts that have audited, some accounts that have actually implemented Klaviyo for. So this one I'll show you in detail as well. So look at the revenue distribution. Now this, give me a second, I'm checking out the chat. Are these in India? Siramya, no, these are not in India. I've unfortunately not been I've not gotten a chance to work with a DTC brand in India. So but no, this is valid to feel like you're valid to feel this way, but it's not true, because it also depends on a demographic. You feel that people open in India open less emails. It depends. It totally depends on the demographic. If you're targeting anyway people from 18 to 50 right now, or 18 to 45 especially, you will see the email open rates are really high in that demographic, because people usually use emails for work as well. So anyway, coming back to this revenue, just look at this. This is a coffee brand, and look at the revenue distribution. In the last 30 days, they made about $2,000 to $9,000 total revenue, out of which Klaviyo brought in 58% of the revenue. Last 90 days, total revenue is $685,000, and Klaviyo bought in 52% in the last 1 year. So this brand is only started in 2019. So last 365 days, about 4 million in revenue, out of which Klaviyo brought in half, 48%. And another thing that I want to show you is compare the flows and campaigns. So flows are automated bit that I showed you. The one that behavioral targeting ones that I showed you. Campaigns are that you manually send out to different segments. So look here, flows are getting about 1 to 3% of the total revenue. And because in this account, the flows were not set up at all properly, it was just a one email flow. So they were not converting well at all. But look at the campaigns. They were just manually sending out campaigns to their entire list. They were not even being smart about it. And still, Klaviyo brought out like a huge chunk of their revenue. Now imagine they did not use Klaviyo, they did not use email marketing. Their revenue would be half. Like in like a 1 year revenue, their revenue would be half. So that's, and like that's clearly shows you that the revenue opportunity from smart email automations is like, it's too huge to miss out on. So moving on, this is another client. Now look at this. I want you to pay like special attention to what's written on the left here. So these are the flows. These are the like automated flows, automated behavioral targeting. And so if a subscriber does this, this email is sent out. If they do this, this email is sent out. So a welcome series is the one that brings in the most revenue, and you'll see this across all stores. So welcome series brought in, so per recipient, sorry, like they made $2 per recipient. Checkout abandonment is again the second one, $3 per recipient. And abandoned cart, again, it's a lot. Exit intent flow, like somebody like gets added to a list after they were like they showed exit intent, send their email there again, and then browse abandonment and thank you. So basically these are the ones. In this session we're going to focus on 4 of these, and these are the ones that will bring the most impact to your business. Give me a second. Yeah, moving on. Here's another example. So this client I took up, it was a relatively smaller store, and they were also in business for 2 years, not seeing a lot of growth, but they had no email marketing in place in the month of March. In the month of April, I took them on, and in the last, like it was the latter half of the month and this year, and they had like, we implemented it like some quick flows in about a week's time, and they saw like about 6% of revenue drive in just about 15 days. And the first full month of having flows implemented for their account, they saw that like Klaviyo, that the email marketing brought 20% of the revenue. And that was not even a lot of work from our end, from their end, because we only implement these 4 flows. That's it, nothing else. We implemented a total of about 25 emails, and those 25 emails brought in an extra 20% to the revenue within a period of 4 weeks. So imagine what like we can do and what you can do in a period of say 90 days if you implement everything correctly. And observe this, campaigns is zero. We did not send out any campaigns. And in the first example that I showed you, the account only sent out campaigns, and that to entire lists. So like, can you see the potential here? Can you see the potential of how like email marketing can drive a lot of revenue to your store? Raise of hands, please. Sorted. Okay. Yeah, I've convinced you. So now that you've seen how once you take care of email marketing, and once you do this, this will all happen in the back end. Once you nail down a couple of campaigns, you'll be like, okay, let me repeat this. This campaign brought in a lot of money. Let me repeat this. And it won't actually take a lot of your time. And once you do that, once you take care of email marketing, once you're bringing in a solid chunk of revenue from email, you will be free. You will be free, and you will be open to do a lot of more things in your business, because I'm sure, like, as DTC founders, you're passionate about your products. Like, most of you are passionate about your products. You want to keep improving your products and keep launching new products. So you'll be free to implement a lot more ideas once you take care of this bit. Now, let's on to the next section. And before that, do any of you have any questions about what we've covered so far? Type away in the chat or raise your hand. I actually can't see all of you. I can only see 6 people at once. So, like, okay, I am okay. Gaurav, go ahead, man.
Yes. So, I mean, in the previous examples, right, you were talking about where one company was doing just straight out campaigns and the other one was doing flows,
Right.
and then didn't do campaigns at all.
Mhm.
Uh, was the reason for that company to do only campaigns just, was it like a nature of business decision, or was it just something they were doing like, because it was bringing in a significant chunk of revenue,
Right.
right? So is there like an actual business driver that was working in their favor, or are you suggesting that flows would potentially turn it around?
Okay, so good, really solid question. The healthy balance is about 50-50, like 50 campaigns, 50% flows, or it anywhere, if it ranges between 40-60 or even 35-65, it's healthy in either one's favor. So now in this particular example, it was more about like the skill and the knowledge of the client. This client was running the campaigns on their own. So this audit over here, they were running it on their own. Their in-house team was doing it. They didn't actually know how to set up the flows. So that's the reason. And whereas like when I take on a client, and what I recommend is implement the flows first.
Right.
See what's working, see what angles are working, and then take that over to campaigns, start hitting campaigns. So in this example, we actually started running campaigns in the latter half of the second month. So once we nailed down the flows, we went on to campaigns.
Were the
Because
campaigns in the previous example replicating flows? Like, I want to understand, were they doing something different? Because, see, I mean, a lot of this would probably be repeat, right? And a lot of the flows that you're going to be set up,
right.
I mean, not repeat, or well, depends. Either people who
So
visited the website and haven't bought. So I just want to understand, like, what was happening,
right.
basically.
Okay. Good question, Gaurav. So in later half of this presentation, I will show you how you approach these two things differently,
Sure.
and how you use data to actually run campaigns and not just do an email blast.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, if at the end you still still haven't answered your question, just feel free to jump in and ask again. Okay. Now, moving on, the next session is about how you have more conversations to have more conversions. So to be able to have more conversations, more customers need to walk in to the door of your store, right? And like, for an example, let's take a normal retail example. You go to a store and you're browsing through products, and nobody like walks up to you and shows you products and talks to you. So you're basically left on your own, which is in some cases not a very bad experience. But then the store owner and the staff, they're not influencing you in any way, which they totally can. And in some cases, so I'll tell you a funny story. What happened was that I went for a head massage treatment, like a spa treatment. And this lady over there, the manager, is savvy. Like, she was very, very persuasive. And what she did was, like, she got me to her office, and she was like Pranav, you have like why don't you shave? I'm like, hello, I'm your customer, stop insulting me. She's like, why don't you shave? You have like your like beard up till here. I'm like, I'm an Anil Kapoor fan, so what's that got to do with you? So she's like, no, have you heard of laser treatment? I was like, yeah, but I'm not interested, because again, I'm an Anil Kapoor fan. I don't mind having my beard up till here. So she's like, she kept on going, and she's like, acha, ek small test karte hai, ek chota sa test karte hai. I was like, okay, if you let me go, I'll just do this. And she got me, like, one of her staff came in with that machine, applied that gel. This very small portion of my hand actually performed that laser test against my will. And what happened as a result? I actually saw, okay, dude, like, hair is gone, great. Now I went back home, told my brother about this, and he actually got a laser treatment done from that place. Now, if she would not have influenced me in any way, I would not have, like, and that was, I think, 60,000 like or 70,000 rupee treatment, and I think a 6 month or 3 month long process. So if she had not influenced me in any way whatsoever, like, she would not have made that extra amount of money, right? So again, how do you make more money? How do you make more conversions? You have more conversations. And like, how do you start more conversations with your audience? The answer is by creating irresistible pop-ups. Now, here are some examples for you to copy, or as we say in India, get inspired from. So feel free to take screenshots here and actually implement them in your marketing. Just change the offer, like don't copy as it is, change the offers for your audience, and that's it. So yeah, first one, this is, everyone likes free stuff, right? So instead of saying, wait, we have $10 off for you, or we have a free product for you, it's like pops up. Again, look at the way they're using an inverted pyramid. If you look at the text, it's flowing down like a funnel, like an inverted pyramid. And the hierarchy of the fonts that they're using is pretty awesome. So your first time it pops up, your attention goes straight to, do you like free stuff? The mental answer is, yeah, dude. And then because we do, and here's how then they show you how you can get free stuff. Subscribe to our emails and we'll send you our extra strength whitening wand for free. It's $29 value. And look at the call to action. It is not get now or sign up something. It's like, get my free wand. It's a conversational call to action, and that's what you see across some of these examples that I'm going to show you. And it's a best practice that I would implore you to implement as well. So next pop-up is, okay, Shine ST. It's one of the most risk brands out there. It's pretty cool. I'd like you to go to Shine ST, make a note, go to Shine ST and sign up to their emails. Very funny, hilarious. Some of you might get triggered because that's how they write their emails, but it's pretty cool. So what do they say? Emails suck, ours don't. Like that's what going on in everyone's head, right? Because most of the emails that we get actually suck. They are not worth reading. We open up those emails, and for example, I got an email from Ajio the other day selling me lehengas. I'm like, hello Ajio, why do you want to sell me lehengas? I don't want lehengas. Like I wouldn't even gift it to my girlfriend. Like it's out of the picture. Don't send me like promotions for lehengas. Anyway, look at this example. It's so simple. Your attention goes to emails suck, ours don't. Again, they're taking advantage of what's going on, like the mental conversation happening in the customer's head. They don't want to see pop-ups usually. And when they do, they usually click on the cross button. So you want to do something that gets their attention and gets them to sign up. And then again, as an incentive, they're saying get $10 free, get $10 for free. So, and then the other option is hate your inbox. So good example to sort of play around with. And this is Magic Spoon, really good cereal, really cool product. So if anybody of your is driving, is coming down from the US, I know it's very unlikely because of Corona, but if somebody is coming down, just ask them to get a pack of this, especially into health-based products. So anyway, they say win free cereal, enter for daily chances to win a 1-month supply of Magic Spoon. It's a giveaway. They saw a very high opt-in rate in this one. Giveaways get very opt-in rate. They give you low quality subscribers, but then with automation you can remove those subscribers after 30, 60, 90 days of inactivity as well. So this one was for a restaurant. It's very unlikely to for a restaurant to have pop-ups, but this one did. It says get 10% off a birthday treat when you sign up for an email list. So this is doing two things, and you can do this too. With Octane AI, with Just2Know, with Klaviyo, you can do this. So get their birthdays in so that you can personalize your emails further. So this is collecting 2 data points, and although this does not convert as well as other pop-ups, the quality of subscribers will be really good. So the ones that do convert. This is from G-Shock. It's very simple. It says, be the first to know about our limited edition drops and promotions. already qualifying subscribers into an exclusive list. And who doesn't want to be the first to know, right? If you're interested in the product. So something that you can use. Another thing, this is from Olipop, like it's a drink. So 10% off. Again, attention is towards 10% off. Tune in for the latest news and deals and get 10% of your first order of Olipop. And then as an option below, they say join the Olipop hotline. Again, notice they've made it optional because not everyone is going to opt in for their like with their phone, but it is good to have it over there because those who do, they show like really high intent, and SMS converts really well. Although again, it comes with a lot of regulations and need to be really careful. Moving on, it's a very simple one. 10% off your first order. Be the first to know about the newest collection drops in promo. So they're combining two offers into one. And moving on. Okay, so once you have, so this is an example of showing a pop-up to somebody who's already subscribed, already bought from you, and they qualify as a VIP. Now you can create segments. And let's say somebody orders like more than 3 times, spends more than like 2,000 rupees with you, is a VIP. So you show them this pop-up to influence like more conversions. So you say, shh, as a VIP, enjoy 30% off plus free shipping on your next order. So one of the offers that you can replicate in your store. Now, these are like exit intent pop-ups that I'm going to show you, the next 3. So it says, don't leave yet. Again, attention goes straight to that. Sign up for a newsletter and get 10% off your first purchase. Very simple, nothing too complicated. And I would recommend like you start with simple and then you test out more entertaining, more complicated pop-ups and approaches. So this one, again, very simple. Wait, get your $10 off coupon via email, enter your name and email, and we'll send you $10 off code to your inbox, plus other free gifts and fun behind the scenes material. So just this last line is intriguing enough for me to actually like, enter my email and enter my name just because I'm interested in that. I showed interest in that company. So again, if you look at the if you look at the call to action, is get my 10% off. Like they are playing on ego here. Like instead of get your, it's like get my 10% off. It's like it's already yours. It's just a matter of for you to enter your name and email and to get that $10 off. So now that you've seen these pop-ups, let's do some maths before moving on to some sections. So give me a second right here. So I did this audit I'm going to show you this audit later on, but let's do some math. So anybody here who would volunteer for this exercise? Any one of you? Just raise your hand, or I'll pick one of you. So does anybody want to volunteer? Any volunteers? Okay.
Pranav, you need to give an incentive on what they will learn.
Okay. 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 Fair enough. I'll actually be we're going to be calculating revenue per email that you can get via like if you just by like the one email that you send after somebody opts into your pop-up. So is that clear? Like if you implement one pop-up, welcome series, they get subscribed to welcome series, and the first email that you send, like that's like we're going to calculate the amount of revenue that you're going to get out of that just one email that you send. Any takers? I might have to call on you guys now. Gopal, you were interactive. Why don't you go ahead? Can you tell me the monthly unique visitors that you get on your website? Gopal, are you paying attention? Man, I've lost the crowd. I hate this.
Which Gopal? I think you're referring to some other person maybe.
Sorry, I don't know the full names yet. So like the person I just like interacted with, like, sorry?
Gaurav, I think you interacted with
Wait,
Oh
Gaurav.
yeah. That's Gaurav. My God. Yeah, my bad.
That's
My,
fine. That's fine. That's fine.
my bad. Gaurav, do you want to like
Sure.
join
Sure.
in? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
sure.
tell me the monthly unique visitors that you get on your website?
Around say 8,000.
8,000.
Yeah.
Sweet. So average conversion rate is about 8%. So you
Okay.
get 640 subscribers added to your list from
Yeah.
just one pop-up.
Yeah.
Now, what does your product do? And from this particular list, what industry would you say your product
Food and
falls
beverage.
under?
Food
Sorry?
and food and beverage.
Food and beverage. So open rates are about 46.86%, and revenue per reader is 1.47%. So let me translate this to the sheet. Say 47%, and so 1.47. So now, don't worry, these metrics are global. So these are not only US based. So they're pretty handy metrics, and I'm going to share the link of this with you all. So anyway, 1.47. So yeah, so every email that you send out, if you do things right, based on these stats, based on these metrics, based on the fact that you're doing everything right, you can make approximately $442 from every email that you send out in this welcome series. So that's the kind of potential that I want to show you, that email marketing can bring in for your company. So okay, thanks, Gaurav.
Like when people
Sorry?
this is the first user, people when they pop into the website for the first time, you're talking about that
Oh no,
audience.
this is when they enter the email in the pop-up,
Right.
and then they get their first email. So I think Soumya had this question, do people actually will we see a loss of conversions if people are entering their emails in the pop-up and not actually going to the checkout cart? So yeah, that answers your question, Soumya. If people are opting in and they get your welcome email, you're bound to make a lot more money in the back end. So moving on, the next section is about how to build relationships, not lists. Just second, one question. Okay, someone says I will try it. No, it's a growth team that needs to try it. So anyway, any more questions before we move on to the next section?
Yeah, Pranav, I had a question.
Hi, Amaya.
Hi. So with respect to exit intent on laptop, so we can understand that the cursor is moving there.
Yeah.
Mobile pe, how does that work?
So Opt-in Monster has a really cool tool, and it's the only one that I know about. But it's on mobile, what it does is, so when you scroll back, to top, it considers that as an exit intent, and only Opt-in Monster has that capability right now. That's the tool that I know of that has the capability. So
Klaviyo,
check out.
how does Klaviyo, because we have, so I'll tell you the background, right? We have paid quite a lot of money to this email marketing company, and I'm not super happy with respect to the attribution and overall thing. So I wanted your opinion. So with respect to Klaviyo, exit intent, doesn't that work on mobile phones? That means
no. So for mobiles, you'll have to play around with either page load or the amount of time they've spent on the web page. So play around with that. I can give you benchmarks of what is your product? What is your product about?
So we sell healthy snacks.
Healthy snacks, right? So play around with have to do an A/B test. Do 5 seconds and do 25 seconds or 30 seconds.
For exit, you're saying?
For mobile users. So you want to
exit. So mobile users for the first pop-up, I understand.
Right.
I'm majorly talking about we haven't tested the exit bit, because I think that is interesting, right? He's leaving the website.
So exit intent, if you're open to only using Klaviyo, so Klaviyo does not have that capability yet. You'll have to integrate Opt-in Monster with Klaviyo, and then you'll be able to implement that. However, I would say have another A/B test, or have another pop-up after say 30, 35, even a minute. later. So that will get you like, or get your CRO guys to tell you like what is the average amount of time that people spend on your website, and use that metric to basically set up another pop-up for like the later pop-up only shows up for people who haven't like opted in and haven't received any pop-up before. So does that answer your question?
Right. It does. And Pranav, just one more question I had with respect to the attribution window, right? So for example, in our company, we have multiple ways to enclose the abandoned cart. So we send a WhatsApp message, text message goes, someone calls up that person also, and email also goes.
Sweet.
Now considering email going, so I tried changing the attribution window because I think Klaviyo ka bahut bada attribution window. So any conversion happens anywhere, it says maine karke diya. Right? So that also was little tricky about, because dikhata, because my email marketing guy keeps messaging me saying कि देखो आपका एक email पे इतना conversion आया, इतना का US dollars आ गया. मतलब भाई 4-5 लोग बैठे हैं वो to get that person back to buy. So can we change the attribution window? Because I think it is like 30 days, right? Or 7 days something. I don't remember. Bahut lamba hai, that is for sure.
No, that's one of the things that like I've also given feedback on to the like Klaviyo team, that their attribution window sucks. Like does not give a very clear picture. But that's also it's actually like I've seen that it's about like accuracy wise, it's about 90% of the time it's correct. But in some use cases, in some scenarios, it isn't. But again, it's very crucial to know where the like revenue is coming from.
So do you suggest we should just refer to UTM as to judge whether email marketing is working or not?
Yeah, I would recommend using UTMs for that. Okay. Yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, unfortunately, like not fully, like not 100% accurate. Like right now, and also plus like iOS 15 has sort of messed things up. Yeah, it's a difficult thing for every software company anymore. Like it's killed a lot of businesses, to be honest, like especially in the software world. But yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're doing omni-channel, I like that. Going omni-channel is the way. Like so what's your website, Amir?
So Fabbox, Fabbox, Fabbox.
Sort of. And if you're doing this, I would implore everyone to like go check out Fabbox and like see what they're doing, because that's pretty cool that you even call up that person like who abandons cart.
No, yes, and this for others who are in the team, I think that has worked the best for us. In terms of it totally covers that person's salary for sure.
Is that an IVR? Is that an IVR or is that
no? A person kind of calls that the proper on the payroll, and obviously incentivize also to a certain extent. So
pretty cool.
Good conversions is what that lady is able to get for us.
Yeah, I would agree. We've been doing that as well, and we're also seeing pretty good conversions from calling abandoned carts.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Even Siramya says that she does that too, and that's pretty cool.
Even we do that. In fact, another thing what we do is on Razorpay, or if you go to PayUmoney, so a lot of people's transaction fail and then they don't end up buying. So we kind of go and call them also. So that also gives good conversion.
Great. This is the first time I'm hearing of it, because I haven't actually gotten a call from any other brand. So that's pretty cool. Or yeah, maybe my phone is mostly on flight mode. So anyway, pretty cool insight. And of course, you want to basically especially the people who show you intent, you want to go all in, especially in India. Like I should not maybe say this like little politically incorrect, but labor is cheap here, right? You need to like maximize on that advantage. So pretty cool, guys. Even Shivani from Archer uses that. Pretty cool. Any more questions before we move on?
Can we have UTM based pop-ups? So let's say for a Facebook guy, we show a different pop-up. For a Google, that is possible in Klaviyo?
Yep. And I would actually, so based on the referral side, based on the site of origin, I would recommend you include that personalization, and as much as you can. So let's say traffic is coming from Instagram. It's like, hey IG users, or hey IG user, or hey Instagram, and something like that. Include that into the copy as well, and that will help you see more conversions as well. Soumya, you have a question?
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Soumya, you have a question? Siramya, sorry. Can't actually see names here.
I think Shivani has a question. Shivani, you want to? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sharad.
Yeah.
Messing up names
Hi.
today. Yeah.
Okay, so we actually started using Klaviyo about 6 months ago, I think, because same thing, I read a lot about the potential of being able to generate a lot of additional revenue. So a lot of the things that you mentioned, we actually already have in place, like the welcome series, discounts. We have once run a Facebook ad for a giveaway for a new launch to get signups, and that also was pretty good. I recommend people to try that out also as a strategy. Then we have our browse abandon flow, abandoned cart flow, post purchase flow, all of those things set up. So I mainly want to know, so what I saw over time is the performance of them slightly went down. Our mails are great looking and all of those things, but I want to know, okay, what is the next step? Now I set all this up and now it's just there for the last few months. What do I need to do in terms of managing these things? I don't even look at them because I'm like, I don't know what to do next with it.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So you saw, Shivani, you saw like emails performing well, but then there was a drop off in terms of performance.
Slight drop off in the performance, yes. Because I think festive season and all came in between, and all other brands, plus we on our Facebook ads are offering better offers than what typically goes out in our email flow. For those seasons, so that could have something to do with it.
You're answering your own question there. So you might be answering your own question. So a couple of things I would recommend that you do. Again, see the timelines and see the timelines of where your offers were better on Facebook and who all was seeing. Like, were you using custom audiences for that? Like, were you using retargeting for that? Or the same people on your email list seeing the same ads? Perhaps what you can do is like remove the people who are on your email list and like stop them from seeing those particular ads that have better offers. What other things that you can do is you can play around with copy and you can play around with like plain text emails. So one thing that I implore clients to do is like play around with plain text emails, because not a lot of people are doing it. Most of us are like,
yeah, I've done a couple of those. So in November also, it was our brand's birthday. So I actually sent out a very personal note in plain text email explaining. So I personalize with the people's names here and there, like, thank you for being a part of our journey, Aditya, whatever. And so a lot of people responded. So I think that was a great thing in sort of building that. And many times people, like I sent 2 or 3 of these mails personally from me as the founder, and people have responded very positively.
Awesome. Yeah, you want people to, so the people who engage with you, they are the ones who are going to buy from you forever. Like if somebody, so you get a lot of emails, right? Every day, a lot of us get like hundreds of emails every day, but how many do you actually reply to? And if people are taking out their times to reply to your emails, you're doing something right. And that's a very good example. If you'd like, I would like to take a look at this, at your emails, and like maybe even tell you like what else you can do. So,
because I think main challenges for us are increasing the signups and keeping the placed order rate high. That is what has dropped. The number of people placing orders has dropped.
Have you checked your deliverability? Is deliverability fine? Because open rate metrics are fine.
Open rate seems to have gone down, but that was also this iOS stuff, so I don't know how to judge exactly.
It's like open rates is, again, it's not a metric. Like everybody is guessing. Again, everybody in the software world is guessing. If they're telling you you're getting 20% open rate, you're like, shut up, that's not true. Like, nobody can say for sure like how much open rates you're getting. So the true north, like good metric to go for is like placed order rate and like click-through rates. So those are the metrics.
Maybe connect offline and just show you some of those things. And
for sure, and that's open for everyone. Like if you have any questions, just feel free to like reach out. And I consider myself a very helpful guy, so feel free to do that. Anyway, anybody else have any questions? Shivani, did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I think, thank you.
Awesome.
Pranav, is there a way to check whether the emails are going, how many emails have gone to the inbox and how many went to the promotions? Does Klaviyo tell us that data?
Nope. It actually doesn't. There is, however, I'm forgetting the name of this service that actually lets you do that. And there are a couple of softwares that will check your emails, like your email accounts for like reputation, and will tell you like how likely you are to land up in a promotion. And then there are some softwares as well, can't remember from the top of my head, because you don't use it like really actively. So they will tell you if your email, based on the verbiage used, based on the copy used, based on the like whether it has a lot of images, and like less text, proportion is like not right, whether it will land in the promotions tab, whether it will land in the updates tab, whether it will land in the primary tab. So
if you are able to recollect at any point, definitely share with Sharad so that we can use that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Pranav.
No problem. Let me just make a note of this so that I don't forget. Promotions. Okay, got it. Any more questions, guys? Okay.
Also, Pranav, just to sort of go back to what you were saying, with regards to landing in the inbox, are there any specific sort of hacks or some tips that you may have so that it doesn't sort of go into the spam folder or into the promotions folder?
Without looking at your account, I'll only be speculating. So what I would suggest is go to there are a couple of services that like some of them are free as well. They'll tell you like your DMARC scores and your like spam trap scores and everything, and they'll tell you like whether your emails are actually like they grade you on 0 to 100, and they'll anything above 85, 86 is healthy, but I would say opt in for like email warm-up services so that you go beyond 90, 95. So what email warm-up services do is like they like mimic real users, and what they do is like once you send an email, and it automatically sends an email to a list in the database, and if you land in the spam, it automatically removes you from spam, which gives a positive signal to the email service providers. So yeah, otherwise it's based on accounts, based on your sending history, based on your account age, like a lot of factors, based on the copy you use as well. But general
point of view, you were mentioning about images versus text. So could you give some guidelines there?
80-20 principle, I'd say. 80-20 principle in terms of like if you're using, I'm a huge I'm a storyteller, so I like prefer using like text heavy emails. But if you want to like really capture your brand's essence, like images is the way to go. And even then, use 80-20 principle. 80% image, 20% copy, and like across all your emails, make your like 80% should be like text based and 20% should be only copy based, so that like the email service providers are seeing some sort of variety. And one key demarcation for like a brand or a promotional email is actually only images. So if you're using only images, you are very likely to land up in the promotions tab. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Sorry. Sweet. So again, how to build relationships, not lists. Let's move on. So yeah, by using automations, again, to be at the right place at the right time. And some examples of being at the right place at the right time and retargeting ads. Somebody lands on your website, decide that it's like they are interested, do not want to buy again, and like do not buy then and there. And you run retargeting ads like UGC, like reviews, and like basically convincing them that, hey, it's safe to buy a product and there's enough, like give them proof and get them back to buying your products. Another example is abandoned cart flow. We've discussed about this. Browse abandoned flow is similar, and then a post-purchase thank you flow, which is if somebody has made a purchase, let's take that opportunity to increase order value, increase like the lifetime value of the customer. And I'm going to show you how like to implement all of these. So let's look at this funnel example again. So the ones that are marked in red are the ones that will bring you the most revenue from, like, even I showed you like an example of an account. So that is the welcome series. That will give you the most highest open rates. Again, it's not a metric that you can rely on anymore, but this is true because once somebody signs up, gets the first email, that's when they're most likely to actually open it up. Second is abandoned cart. And third is a browse abandon. I actually combine the two, like consider them one. And for profit maximization, like the post-purchase sequence, like a thank you email. So if you only had the time to implement of 4 flows or 3 flows, I would say you start with these. You start with the welcome series, abandoned cart flow, browse abandon flow, and post-purchase thank you flow. And first things first, let's talk about the welcome series. Now I'm going to be showing you like what exactly to put in your, not exactly to put in your emails, but like a basic guideline of what you can add in your emails. So the reason why it is so crucial to your success is that it will be the most read email series in your entire arsenal of emails. So specifically, the first email will have the highest open rates and click-through rates and even conversion rates. And so it makes sense to devote your time to the email that your customer and prospect like sees first, right? So let's focus on let's focus on creating it. And actually, Sharad and I, we've prepared an exercise for you to write the most important email, like which is the first email of your welcome series. But first, let's look at what kind of emails to send in this series. So here are the 3 basic emails that you can send, and you must send. Take a screenshot, and these are the components of those emails. So email 1 is basically setting the tone of the relationship. Consider it like online dating, right? In the first go, you won't say like let's meet for coffee or let's meet for date. It's very unlikely to, you're very unlikely to get like responses from that. You need to create a relationship first. So for that, you need to set the tone. What do? Like you say, you welcome them to your list, and you set expectations for what's to come. You tell them like this is what I'll be sending you, and this is what I'll be like sharing with you. This is what our email is about, and this is how often I email. And then you declare the purpose and USP, so that again, in their heads, you're set aside, you're set apart from what like your competitors, what else is out there. And you create an open loop. Now, open loop is have you guys have you ever binged on any Netflix show? Like raise of hands. Have you binged watched any Netflix series? Awesome. Almost all of us. Yeah. Why is that? Because at the end of each episode, they leave us hanging. They leave us with a cliffhanger. Like, and we're like, oh man, need to watch it, need to watch the next episode. We keep on going till it gets over. And then also after every season, they leave us with a cliffhanger. We wait for the second season and the third, so on and so forth. So that's one. So there's this Russian scientist called Zygarnik, and it's called a Zygarnik effect. Just like trivia for you guys. So what he observed was that we as humans have a tendency to complete what we've started. And if we don't do it, we always have an itch to complete it. So how he observed this was, so he was at a restaurant with his friend, and what he observed was that none of the people who were taking orders had actually written anything down. And they still remembered. Why? Because your order was not complete, and like they remembered all the orders. And then that's how he did some tests, and he figured out like if you create open loops, your mind is always like engaged somewhere at the back of the head. You have their attention. So Zygarnik effect, like if you're into like psychology, just like read about it. Okay, so Rajat is saying Sharad does the welcome series very well. I remember how I enrolled for cohort after reading these emails, his emails. Yeah, dude. Like I read one of Sharad's like cold emails that he sent to like Klaviyo, and wow, I was impressed as well. Like pretty good copy. The team.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, just to jump in, for us, emails are not just retention; they're also acquisition, which is even more critical. Hence, we have to be even more.
I remember when I got Sharad's first email, I was thinking it of as a spam. So I, just went ahead, did not even open it. I just opened it up, just browsed it, not more than 2 seconds, and I deleted it off. So second email I got from him, I actually went into it. The third email I got from him, then I decided to enroll in it.
Yeah.
Frankly, if those emails would not have been there, I would have definitely not enrolled it.
Here you go. Importance of email, importance of sending more emails. If you're feeling like you're spamming your audience, you most likely are. But if you do it right, if you do it in a fun way, if you do it in a way that will resonate with your readers, just like Sharad's email did that with Rajat, you will actually something will click and they will come back to your website, make a purchase.
Yeah, and also just one point, any email which you send, right, the more data you have on the person, the more personalized that email is, the more likely that it is more likely to convert, right? If you notice, a lot of the emails which we sent out to you was done after significantly researching who you are, which company you represent in, what is your role, and what is your challenge, right? Only then are you interested in, because we have limited time, right? Everyone has limited time and attention. But I mean, this is not a session on acquisition of emails. We'll think of it as something else. But like these are key points to the importance of personalization for your message to a specific audience is very, very critical to drive any sort of demand or action.
Yeah, good that you mentioned this, Sharad, because like the last section is about how to use data to make decisions, like to make email marketing decisions, and how to personalize emails based on data. So pretty cool. Gaurav has a question. Gaurav, go ahead.
I mean, just a question, right? Because I mean, of course, we all know Sharad's email played a huge role in us, at least a lot of us being here. But which also begs the question of frequency, right? For example, taking the example of say Sharad's email, right? I knew that this was for a specific period of time, and for him to send 3 follow-up emails back to back made sense because that was the entire life cycle, right? But for example, for people like us who are selling products, right, we need to potentially interact with these people on a regular basis, month on month, right? And so as much as you want to, there is that fine balance between spammy and not being spammy, right? And again, depends on use case and so on. So which again begs the question of, again, you said you have to see whether you're spamming or are you giving up conversions in the name of spamming. For example, like I was just going through my personal inbox, which I don't use anymore as much because of the official email ID, and like I dread looking at it every week because it becomes 100 emails without me even realizing what's there in it, right? Which is, I think, the real problem that I see as a customer from email marketing. So just wanted to get your thoughts on that in terms of that volume and like how do you manage that, especially because it's becoming so crowded, and then channels such as WhatsApp, channels such as Instagram, and all of these are coming up. So that balance. Basically.
Yeah, good that you raised this question, Gaurav. Like I'm sure, like at the back of our heads, like a lot of people had this question. Like till now, I've been doing this for like last 3-4 years, and this question still begs to be answered. Like every time I take on a client. However, I'll give you one example, and this guy I've been following for quite a bit. His name is Ben Settle. He's a little unconventional, triggers a lot of people. There's another one called Daniel Throssell. He's Australian, pretty cool guy, pretty amazing. He, like storytelling being used in emails, he's the guy to follow. And what I've noticed, if I show you my inbox, I read an email from them every single day. And they sometimes email me once, twice, even thrice a day when they have some promotions running. So if I reverse engineer that, it's like they are entertaining me. First of all, they're entertaining me. And second, they're building enough curiosity. And their subject lines are like really, just subscribe to Daniel Throssell and Ben Settle. Their subject lines are absurd, absolutely absurd, and they will get you to open their emails. even if you don't buy from them, then like I have made purchases from these guys after maybe like 2 years being in their email list. So that's because every single day I've opened their emails. Every single day I've like read through the emails again. So that's for you to test. And
there's the brand as a person, right? For example, I've also signed up for like, Seth Godin newsletter. Sometimes I read it, sometimes I don't. But there the brand is Seth Godin. He's an expert in the field.
Gaurav, you can get like really creative. Now, some of the brands, like they share stories of like what's happening in the office, like what's happening in their office every day. And that's because their demographic is like people working in offices or working from homes and missing the office life. And that's what gets like anything to do with you, anything to do with what's in your prospect's head, you can write an email about it. I'm going to show you an example of Zomato, what they did with Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif's wedding. It was so hilarious. It's so smart, so amazing. I'm going to show you an example, and that will prove to you that you can email about just about anything that's happening in the world. And it's up to you to make it interesting. So that's the challenge. That's why not everyone gets email marketing right.
Then that's campaigns, not flows.
Sorry?
In this case, that's more like campaign heavy.
That's more like campaigns. And the flows as well, you can make it story based. I can share like some I'll share some examples with you. So so we have some paucity of times, unless you guys have like the ability to concentrate for more than 2 hours. So just a second. Okay. So yeah, so let's move on. And okay, and again, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. So welcome series components. First email, welcome them, set expectations for what's to come, so that they know what kind of emails you'll be sending, what kind of offers they'll be getting. Declare purpose and USP, because that's very important for you to set yourself apart. Create open loops. I implore you to create open loops. Like just Google and say write like how to create open loops. You'll get a lot of good material on that. A second email, you close the open loop that you opened in the first email. So mostly the open loop is about in the next video I'll show you how I got to how we started this brand, or how we got to start this brand, so on and so forth. You close the open loop, you tell an origin story. So story, they're scientifically proven to convert better, because if somebody is telling a story, so there's this study, I'm writing a book, and in that I include the study where people, if you're telling a story, people will actually experience the same emotions. It doesn't matter if they're listening to you, if they're watching you, or if they're just reading about your story. They'll experience the exact same emotions as you are experiencing while telling that story. So storytelling is really, really powerful. Try to use that as often in your emails. Then you offer a discount, a tiny incentive for them to come back to your website. And then you also share social proof. This is very important. We do what we see others doing, right? Then third email. Now this is a very basic framework of a welcome series. So third email, you share benefits. You future pace. Future pace is once you have a product, this is what you'll experience. This is what will happen. So for example, for a coffee product, what I did was I created another scenario, a mental picture, basically. So once you receive a coffee, once you receive a knock on the door from the FedEx guy, you'll be able to smell the coffee from afar, and while he's in your driveway. When he knocks on your door, you'll be excited to open your door. You will then pay the guy, whatever, open that box, and your room will fill with the aroma of coffee. And everyone knows how rich, how luxurious coffees, the smell of coffee feels, right? Even if you're not a coffee drinker, if you're a chai drinker. So and then I went on from there, and this is how you'll feel if you're tired at work. It'll make you more alert, so on and so forth. So we mentioned benefits. Then us versus them. So in that same coffee example, I was most of us drink coffee dust that's sold in the supermarkets. So quick fact, if you drink Nescafe or brew, it actually it's composed of about 50% of chicory, and chicory is actually not coffee. It's It's comparable to being coffee dust. So they're not actually selling you coffee. So anyway, us versus them. What are the alternatives and why are you better? Just mention that again and again. Add social proof. And if you have social proof for comparison, if somebody in your like review section is saying, I tried this product, it sucked, but I tried their product, your product, and it actually worked, mention that in this email. So moving on, here are other ideas. Again, share stories about yourself, about what's happening in the world. Just share stories make people tick. So keep sharing stories, keep sharing useful tips. So for this fitness brand, what we did was like we shared tips on how to do a proper squat, how to do a proper like push-up, like that's useful for people to know how to do a proper push-up to avoid injury, avoid like a frozen shoulder, something like that. And that's give value. Everybody likes value. Do not educate, entertain, like while you're giving value. And on a side note, so we pay, like if you just look around, we pay our entertainers far more than we do our like educators. Your average in a very good university, a professor makes what, like 2.5-3 lakh rupees a month. And I know for a fact, like Zakir Khan, that comedian, he was paid about 1.75 lakh rupees. Do not quote me here. It's kind of a confidential information. So 1.75 crore rupees for just 15 days for being host on the IPL with other comedians. 1.75 crore rupees for 15 days. We pay our entertainers like a lot more money. So again, entertain and educate, but keep entertainment on top. And then another thing, shit on your enemies, man. Like if you feel better, just don't forget to shit on your enemies. It's always useful. Again, some of the benchmarks, take a screenshot, industry-wise benchmarks. I'll be sharing the link to this as well. But yeah, just look at the revenue per reader that you get like with each email you send. Anyway, moving on. So abandoned cart and browse abandoned flows, I've actually combined these two so that we can keep things on time. And so first email is basically reminder what they were checking out. And like so like tools like Klaviyo, they help you actually like customize each email, and they'll send the exact product that people were like looking at, and remind of what they were checking out and nudge them like very slightly to complete the purchase. And second email, create FOMO. How do you create FOMO? Like by talking demand, like by saying this product that you were checking out, it's in huge demand amongst this section of the community, and we might be running out of it soon. And then you offer a time-bound discount just to nudge them to complete the transaction. And then in the third email, you share social proof and incentives. And just so that, again, people in their heads, they're sure that they're buying from the right place and they won't be wasting money with you. So show social proof to reinforce belief. Or again, over here, you can also mention benefits, and then remind them of expiring offer, like the time-bound offer, it's expiring here. Just remind them of it. Pragya has a question. Go ahead, Pragya.
Hi, Pranav.
Hey,
One question. So is there a frequency, like the time interval at which you recommend sending these 3 emails?
Okay.
And the second question I have, sorry, I'll just complete the question.
Go ahead.
In second email, inducing FOMO. So we have a lot of issue of things getting stocked out really fast. We make less inventory of everything because it's all handmade. So is there a feature in Klaviyo where I could only send emails to people if the product is in stock by the time the second email goes out? A little bit more technical.
Yeah. So first question about frequency. So send the first reminder within like say 4 hours, like within 4 hours of them abandoning cart. Second email within 24 hours. So in about 20 hours, they'll get 2 emails. And then in like the third email, last email is send it like a day in advance. So like a day forward. So 4 hours 24 hours, 48 hours. And you can actually lengthen this. If you're seeing placed order rates about around 1% in your third email, I would say just lengthen your flow, lengthen your add more emails to this flow until you get about 0.5, 0.3 placed order rates. So because you're seeing that people are interested, your message is resonating, still getting conversions. So it does not harm you to like add to this flow. But these 3 emails are like very important. You need to have these 3 emails.
Got it. Sorry, I didn't catch the 1% and 0.5% rate you were talking about.
So that's the placed order rate, like how many people who receive your emails actually place an order. So if like by the end of the flow, which is the third email, if you're seeing placed order rates of about 1% or higher, you need to add more emails because you will see like a lot more revenue drive, like not a lot more, but some marginal revenue drive from those emails as well. So
got it.
Yeah.
So currently our abandoned cart email conversion used to be like about 7 to 8%. I'm just sharing numbers here to get, and we only send 1 email in the flow. And and we also recently implemented WhatsApp, which I found useful. So we've integrated with Zoco, and the only automation that WhatsApp has is to send people an abandoned cart message with a link to their cart. So that has kind of increased abandoned cart conversions from 7 to 8 to about 13%.
Sweet.
Which is a, useful tip for the others on the group.
Yeah.
But do you think like with these kind of rates, is it still useful to have the 3-tier flow just from an industry standard?
I'll answer your question with another question. Like how many people abandon cart on your website? Like, do you have a number? Like,
I don't remember it from the top of my head, unfortunately.
So let's say 1,000 people abandon cart every month, right? And you're seeing 13% conversion rates through WhatsApp, 7-8% through emails, right?
That's the total. 13 is the total. So it was a jump from
13 is the total. Now, what is an extra 5%, 3%, 2% worth to you? That's adding more revenue to you without like doing extra effort, right? You just need to set and forget.
So it's worth testing this and seeing,
and maybe in the 90 days, you look at the metrics, see, okay, this email is not performing, let's change that. This part of the funnel is not performing, let's change that. So it's about bringing additional revenue and using automations to like influence that. So another question that you had, that you're short on inventory. Does Klaviyo have a like feature? So if you're integrated with Shopify, if Shopify knows that like your inventory levels, so your SKU levels, so what it does is like you can create campaigns to send out like specifically to those people who have abandoned cart. And you can set up triggers, like when the when the inventory level is like less than say 100, it will send out this flow to people who are already in the abandoned cart flow. So you can do that. And that's again, one thing I'd add here, like make the skeleton dance, like use your disadvantages to your advantage. And that's for everyone. If you have low inventory, do it, like use that to your advantage, use that in your emails, tell your subscribers. See, like how I would say it as like we make custom products, or we make products in like this low quantity. So like that's actually a feature, right? That's actually like you pitch it as a benefit. So do that in your emails, do that if you're using WhatsApp, do that in your WhatsApp messages as well. But make sure that like you are telling them that, hey, like we are low on inventory, and this is the reason for that, and here's how you can make the most of it. So does that answer your question, Pragya?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sorted. No problem. Okay, abandoned cart flow is email 2, FOMO incentive, induce. Sorry, we were on email 3. Social proof to reinforce beliefs, mention benefits, and remind them of the expiring offer. Moving on, let us look at the benchmarks for abandoned cart flow. Look at the revenue per receiver, it's fairly higher than even welcome series, because over here the intent is very high on purchasing. So this is what you usually see. Take a screenshot if you want. I'm going to be changing slides in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now let's look at the post-purchase thank you emails, which are very crucial as well. They won't bring in a huge chunk of the revenue, like not as compared to welcome series and abandoned cart, but it will still get you like a fairly reasonable proportion of revenue at the back end. So now, because the sale is where the relationship is made official, it's not when it's over. Okay, second. I missed previous slide. If I see it once, Vishal, give me a second. Which slide are you talking about? Are you talking about this one? Are you talking about the benchmarks one?
Pranav, I think we should move ahead. We'll give all the slides to everyone. It's okay.
Okay, sweet, sweet. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so thank you. Flow components, again, basic. What you can, like, the least you can do is have 3 emails in this flow. So first one is thank you plus order info. Like when somebody orders, they of course want to receive order info, right? So you say thank you for ordering, make the relationship like official, and give information about order delivery. I'm going to show you an example of how to make it like more fun. Email to you, like it's an upsell or cross-sell email. You cross-sell a complementary product. Say you got this, but this one is incomplete without this product, or this one if you're in fashion. So this pair of jeans pairs well with this accessory or this t-shirt, something like that. Like offer complementary products. And one simple thing that you can do is you can create a product catalog and say you may also like. That's it. And like give a reason why. So, and then over here, also share social proof. Again, buyer's remorse is a thing. People who purchase from you, if you're giving like a guarantee or like a refund period, you would see like a lot of churn there. So add social proof, reinforce their like decision, just to reinforce their decision. Now, step 3, like email 3, it's post delivery. And after somebody has actually gotten, like the order is fulfilled, gotten their order, like this email is utility based. Like show them how to make the most of your product. And even if it's as simple as a pair of jeans, you tell them like how to like wear it, how to wear it with style, what to pair it with, and stuff like that. Make it utility based, and then reinforce the benefits of their purchase again, and then ask to get social, ask to like join you like your communities on social media. I actually saw one of these guys who were using, like, you're in this cohort, like raise your hand, if you're here. He was using like a Facebook group to drive community, and it's just pretty great because although again it's you're dependent on Facebook, like, and Facebook can like just like cut you down anytime, but it's good that you have a community. It's good that you have a common place where like customers can come and interact with each other. Okay, moving on. So additionally, follow these emails with, again, more upsell and cross-sell emails, but make sure that you're entertaining, make sure that you're adding value. You're not doing it just for the sake of it. And some of the benchmarks for thank you flow. Again, you'll Sharat pointed out, you'll see these slides, so I'll simply move on. And before we look at some examples, here are some like tiny best practices. Okay, it says Yash Batra entered the waiting room. Should I admit him? What should I do, Sharad?
Don't worry, we manage that. It's okay.
Okay. Sweet. So email best practices, some things, just remember these 4 things. Make your emails fun. That's the most important. If you're not fun, you're not going to get read. You're not, your emails are likely to be just ignored, and like they'll be forgettable. And then Jasmine, I'll come back to you in a minute. So tell stories and show social proof. Reinforce beliefs, and tell stories. Again, storytelling is very important, and it's very simple. You don't need to make it complicated. It could be just 10 lines of what happened in your office. If it's a personality like based brand, just share what happened in your day, and what's happening in the news. If it's a like a formal brand, you use what's happening in the world, connect it to your product, segue to your product. I'll show you a very good example of like how Zomato did it. And then another tip, like, be relevant. Don't sell ice to Eskimos. We know they say like the best salespersons are those who can sell ice to Eskimos. Don't do that, man. That's BS advice from the 60s. Don't implement it. Be relevant. And how to be relevant? I'm going to show that to you, how to use data to be relevant. And then avoid offer fatigue. Like, do not keep sending discounts. Here's 20%, here's 30%. No, man, just mix it up and make it fun. Again, don't offer too many discounts. Jasmine, I take your question now.
Yes, you've been mentioning about showing social proof in all the flows. Now, is it possible for you to give us a few examples of what you've seen work best as social proof?
Just plug in. So Klaviyo has a lot of integrations with these social proof tools. You can plug in those with add those so that they are automatically populated. There's no best example there, but again, it should be relevant to the product. So if it's abandoned cart, it should be relevant to the product. And again, you go through, as founders, I would recommend go through all the reviews that you get. See the ones that actually stick in your brain, use that in your emails. Something that stands out, use that in your emails, because if it stands out for you, it might stand out for other people as well. But again, I look for descriptions. If somebody is using a lot of adjectives, not just that it's super nice. No, it's super nice, and this is what I did with it. This is what it helped me with. Some proof that's elaborate. Get that in. Does that answer your question, Jasmine?
Reviews and testimonials essentially is what you're referring to.
Yep. Moving on. So now let's take a look at some of the good email examples. Now, give me a second. Oops. I should have thought about this. Okay, so this one I wrote for this brand called Leaky. It's a cosmetics brand. Now, this was sent, it was a post-purchase thank you email. So this was sent when somebody ordered something. So it says, the subject is, guess who's worth celebrating? And then preview text is, you are, here's why. So it's bound to it's inducing curiosity. So it said, so my avatar for this brand is Pam. So Pam, you got to hear this. This is there's an image behind this, background behind this. And then it says, yes, somebody yelled in our office. I turned around and saw Kelsey break into a dance move. Makeba started blaring through the speakers. Soon after, the entire office was bouncing. Confetti and high fives started flying around. Within seconds, the usually quiet office turned into something that resembled the Rio Carnival. Still confused and thinking about all the confetti on the floor and who would clean that mess, I shouted, "What's going on?" That's when Kelsey paused the music and told me, "Pam just placed an order with us. Pam, you have no idea how happy it makes us to have you as a customer. Thank you for your purchase and for supporting Leaky. While we are celebrating, check out the following info about your order. Your order is being processed. While you're reading this email, it'll ship in 7 days. We'll send you an email to let you know when it's on the way. So keep tabs on your inbox." Again, getting them to keep tabs on the inbox. If you have any questions or need help, this is the support information. While you wait for your order, join other bold ladies in our Leakyverse on Instagram, and then plug your social channel there. So basically, again, you can create a story out of nothing. You can create a story out of thin air. Just make it entertaining, make it fun. And again, somebody has ordered, so they are more likely to read that email. Again, somebody who reads this as against a normal thank you boring message, which one are they most likely to resonate with, and which one are they most likely to remember? This one, right? So another example I'll show you. Zomato. Okay, this one is pretty cool. So I'm excited to show you this one. Right. So everyone knows Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal got married. They did not allow, they wanted like very, I'd say phony, but like they wanted everyone to be present, and the present that they wanted everyone to give was their presence. So they wanted everyone to keep their phone aside, no media, nothing. So Zomato tied this into the email. They said leaked wedding pictures. And everybody is thinking about that one wedding, right? That's happening. So leaked wedding pictures, instantly open this up, man. Like we were invited to a wedding in Rajasthan. Okay, again, tying it back to there. Security was tight, but we still got pictures of the biggest stars there, all thanks to viral biryani. Confidential, again. So photos of food, desserts, more food, desserts. Disclaimer, images only for your consumption. Share with others at your own discretion. Want to invite these VIPs guests home, like want to order these, like instead of saying order this now, get this now, they're saying want to invite these VIP guests home. How cool is that? Order now. Like this is a good example of what you must be doing. And look at the copy, it's minimal, right? It's smart. It took like 10 minutes of thinking. And here you go, attached 4 or 5 images, tying back to your app. That's it. That's how easy email marketing is. And let me show you another example. This is by The Hustle. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna regret this, but anyway. Okay, so look at the subject line. It says, "Look what you did, you little jerk." Who dares call you a jerk in your email, right? But you're bound to open this up. Like, who's calling me a jerk? And then it says, "A letter from the leader of a circus, as known as The Hustle. I assure you, we don't take just what just happened lightly," which is like subscribing. Talk about like dramatizing things. You just gave us your email and joined our newsletter. That's a very big deal for us. Don't believe me? After you press the submit button and send us your email, a little buzzer went off in our office. Our entire team can hear it. And when it went off, everyone smiled. Our office manager gave a golf clap, and our operations guy did a push-up. I don't know why, but for some reason he does a push-up each time the buzzer goes off. Greg, our head of marketing, ran outside and hugged some old lady walking by the office. I'm pretty sure he just tried to kiss her. She didn't seem to mind it, thankfully. I'm also fairly certain I just saw Kara. Like so on and so forth. And then he says, "We hope every piece of content we create will inspire you to live a more epic life. If it doesn't, just hit reply to any of your emails that you received from The Hustle and tell us how you feel. Thanks again for joining our tribe. We'll holler in a few days with some awesome stuff." Sam, want to make our head of operations do another push-up, tying in back to what he previously said? Hit share on Facebook or share on Twitter at the bottom of this email. Then once we see it, we'll send you a video of Greg doing a push-up. I'm not joking, try me. So just how entertaining this is. And this is nothing. They created this out of thin air, just like free writing stuff. But if you receive this, you're bound to remember this. You're bound to talk about this. And anyway, just make a note of this website called reallygoodemails.com, like for email inspiration. They're slowing down, like the emails are not being rapidly added to this site anymore, but the collection that they already have is pretty good. I hope. Okay, awesome. And last email here I'm going to show you is, yeah. Okay, so this is a very simple example. It says, subject says price drop on your favorites. And it says, great news, that gear you like, its price just went down. So in Klaviyo, you can set up like these emails based on like price triggers as well. If you drop a price, we offer a discount on a particular product somebody has already abandoned cart on, it will send an email. So, or you can do that as a campaign as well. Select people who checked out a particular product, and if its price went down, you send that particular, mention that product in a campaign. So great news that Gary like, its price just went down, and there's something that you've already like, and then you may also like, again, discount metrics, talking about Black Friday, stuff like that. So very simple example, but look at how easy it is. Like great news that gave you like prices went down, and you're likely to buy something that like is available at a lesser price than what it previously was for. So anyway, these are the examples. Now it's your turn to write an email. Charlotte, do we have enough time for this?
Yeah, Pranav, unfortunately not now.
Okay.
But we should definitely give them the preview so that they can work this.
Exactly. So we don't have enough time for this, but what we have an incentive for this. Now, here's an example, like write a welcome email. I actually wrote an welcome email from Sharad just to show you as an example. So again, these are the these are guidelines on the left. Welcome, set expectations of what's to come, declare purpose, create open loop. An example is, hey name, Sharad here. I want to welcome you to the Xpert DTC community real quick. By signing up to my newsletter, you will now get exclusive access to my best DTC growth tips and advice. Occasionally, you'll also get some mouth-watering deals. You won't want to miss out on those. Also, this is the only DTC newsletter in India, which brings you the latest updates from the brightest experts in the country, talking about myself here. And in fact, I started Xpert because I saw there was a huge knowledge gap in the DTC space, and because I saw a lot of passionate founders struggling to grow their business. So this will resonate with you all, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you the exact story of how Xpert was born and what keeps me going. Plus, I'm going to share an exciting offer with you, opening the loop. Just so you know, I send emails almost every day because I love connecting with D2C founders. If you don't like receiving emails often, please use this link to unsubscribe. So see you. So again, for like it checks all the boxes, gets you like to open, like gets you to keep tabs on your email, and you're very likely to open the next email as well. So use this as a framework on the left. Look at this example and write an email sequence and share it with the group. And based on like whoever shares this in the group, so I'll share the product launch checklist, that formula, along with a couple of templates for you guys, so that's easy for you to like implement what you've learned today. And I think Jacqueline will share those with you. So moving on. Last section. Now, how to use data to make decisions. I'm going to make this a little fast, and if you have any questions, just like keep it for like when we get done. So very quickly, because we've already crossed the 2-hour time thing. Now, first step is to find average purchase frequency. And how do you do that? Let me show you an example. This image is not too clear. So you create segments. So almost all of you all use Shopify. So it's very easy for you to do this. I did that inside of Klaviyo. Basically, the segment was when somebody placed order once. So when somebody placed order 2. So I created segment on 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth till about 10x for this particular client. And these results are translated over here as well. So it's more clear to see. So like somebody ordered once, so number of people is 47,000. So weighted total is like 47,000 into 1. So you get the number here, so on and so forth. So 2 is 8,000. So weighted total is 16 because they ordered twice. So total number of orders is 16,000, so on and so forth till 10. What I did was like divide this number with this one to get like the average number of orders. So for this particular client, the average number of order was 1.8, and the AOV is also again detailed in Klaviyo. It's very easy to figure that one out. So it was $44. So average number of orders 1.8. Remember, so I rounded it off to 2. So anyone who purchased like twice becomes like a highly engaged subscriber. Now, what to do with this information? The second step is to create an RFM matrix, which is basically recency, frequency, and monetary value matrix. And this is an example of how it looks like. So these are basically some segments that you can replicate inside of your Klaviyo accounts if you use Klaviyo, or any of your email marketing like software accounts. So and these are based on hierarchy. Like the ones on top are like your like the creators, like the VIPs, the high rollers. So recency, purchase, and engagement, you use either of these, not both. So placed order in the last 180 days, purchase frequency greater than 2x for this particular account. Here, like you can add your average frequency number, like purchase frequency number. Then monetary value is 3x of like the AOV. So AOV was $44, so $132 here. So greater than average AOV. And the name of the segment is like this is just for like to make it clear. So like greatest of all times. So what is the objective here? To make it easier to purchase. Offer them, like create a campaign, send out to them saying free, we're offering free shipping only for you, like because you purchased these many times with us, and so on and so forth. So make the objective here is to make it easier for them to purchase, offer like really good discounts, and you can also send out campaigns asking these guys, because these are the ones who are actively engaged with the brand, asking them what they want, and then you give what they want to them. And then another is like they have placed order in the last 180 days, but frequency is less than 2, less than average order frequency. The monetary value, although is greater than the AOV, they're almost good. What you want to do is basically here increase purchase frequency. You got them, you need to have them purchasing more frequently. So to send out campaigns, again, influencing those things, maybe order subscription, like offer subscriptions to those if that's valid for your product. Another segment is enthusiasts. They've ordered more than 2x, but the monetary value is greater than the average order value, but less than 3x of the average order value. Again, the objective here is to increase AOV. You do that by cross-selling and upselling products to them. And then the other is like long lost lovers. They haven't placed any order in the last 180 days, but they have purchased more than 2x. They have purchased, the monetary value is 3x AOV. You need to win them back. Figure out what's keeping them from not coming back, offer them discounts, get them back. The next is potential BFFs. Placed order 0 times in the last 180 days. Again, purchase frequency is less than 2x, but it's the monetary value is somewhere between AOV and 3x AOV, and you basically need to re-engage them. And if they do not get re-engaged, basically chuck them off your list, because in Klaviyo and other email tools, you're paying per subscriber. So you basically unsubscribe them. And somebody who subscribed in the last 60 days and has engaged with the email at least once in the last 30 days, it means they are like kind of interested. So they have swiped right, but no first date. So make them a customer with irresistible offers. They are interested, but they need an extra little nudge to become a customer. So you find like you send them bestseller campaigns, send them like exclusive discounts for this campaign, just to make them a customer. So that's how you use like a very, very small rundown, very basic rundown of how you use data to figure out what campaigns and what kind of emails to send. Now, Sharad and I are planning like a more a more exhaustive thing for this, but it's still in the works. Anyway, which will cover like exactly what exact things to do and what exact steps to take. So a quick recap: use pop-ups to start conversations. Like if you're not using pop-ups, you are missing out. And second, keep it fun, keep it real. Like, don't be a robot. Don't be like, buy this now, get 20% off, get 15% off. No, man, keep it fun. You looked at Zomato's example, you looked at the Hustle's example, so much fun. And then just a second. Okay, bye Sinamya, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And use data to make decisions. Again, like don't keep on like fighting in the dark, shooting arrows in the dark. Use data. Use your Shopify tool to figure out who is buying and sell them more stuff. Then last thing, you can do it. It's really not rocket science. It's really simple. I know you have a lot on your plate, but it's really simple. Devote maybe a couple of hours every week to this, and you can do it. It's really not rocket science. So And now to get access to the templates that I have prepared for you, I'll quickly show those to you. So these are some templates: welcome emails 3, and these are like abandoned cart flows, 4 emails here. So to get these and to get the product launch formula, share your welcome email. That's the task. Like, share a welcome email on the WhatsApp group. I'll coordinate with Jacqueline and figure out like who all has done it, and they'll receive the templates and the product launch formula. And now the floor is open for Q&A. I know we've run past our deadline, so yeah, if any of you all have any questions.
Pranav, any extremely good D2C brand in the US who is doing email marketing really well, and we should kind of follow them, track their emails, understand?
Okay, there are a lot. Follow ShineST. That's UK based though. Follow ShineST. Follow Olipop. Follow Magic Loop. Follow Allbirds. But Allbirds is now big. They have IPO'd, so their emails are likely to get more boring now. And go to reallygoodemails.com. You'll see a ton of examples there, and you'll see the like best of the lot there. So you don't have to like actually go ahead and subscribe. There's another app called mailcharts.com. So Mailcharts is actually like paid, but the free version also does the job. You'll see like all the customer journeys, all the email journeys. They call it journeys instead of funnels. You'll see the for like I think about 2,500 brands, if I'm not wrong. Like, don't quote me on it, but they have covered about 2,500 brands. But the task there is you have to figure out which one is actually nice, which Really Good Emails does that for you. So go to Really Good Emails if you're short on time. You'll see like really good examples there.
Okay, I'll have to jump in because we are really very late. Any other questions you can put on the WhatsApp group, we'll share with Pranav. So first, I want to just summarize, take another 2 minutes to say first the importance of doing. So we wanted to have a session where you would actually spend time to write the welcome email, but I still want to make sure you guys do that. Remember, a lot of this learning is only valuable if you end up putting it into practice. So watching the session is entertaining. Doing it is actually when you will learn something around, what worked, what didn't work. So 100% do that. So like Pranav ended with a classic cliffhanger, access to his special templates is only once you have done that welcome email to share in the cohort group with Jacqueline. But remember, as D2C brands, we are storytellers, right? And an email is this opportunity where your brands who are buying from you directly from your website want to hear your story. Email is a channel for you to do that on a consistent basis, to deliver your story for the people who really care, want to hear from you. So that being said, thank you for your time. We have one sign off for Pranav for his time for doing this. So like we said, Pranav, you can join us. Everyone can turn on their videos. I'll just take the screen over from Pranav, and basically the process, Pranav, is simple. We play a little background music and we say thank you in our own way by turning on our videos. And give me a second, let me share my audio. And it's simple. We play this background music. We put our hand in the screen. And I hope you can hear my audio. We put our hand down. We do a countdown between 3, 2, 1, and then we end with Go Team. So Pranav, you can join us. Just hand on the screen, and we do 3, 2, 1. Go Team.
Go team.
Go Team, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Next session is on Facebook. Very, very detailed on getting your ROAS right. Highly recommend. And thank you, Pranav, for coming in, and see you guys at 1:30.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you guys. I hope I added value, and yeah, I look forward to getting in touch with you all. Thanks, Sharad, for this opportunity. Love it, man. See you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.